Hi, I'm Kai Cheng Thom, and you're watching Ask Kai, Quick Tips for the Apocalypse, a series of short videos in which I answer questions about how to survive and thrive in the middle of the end of the world, which just keeps on going. Today's question is, I keep getting flirty vibes from a supposedly straight friend. How can I let them know that I am interested without things getting weird? Always asking for a friend here. So I love this question because something I've wanted to talk about in public for a long time is the ambiguous queer hangout. Every queer eventually has a million of these. A million. You're with a friend, there's sort of sexy vibes happening, and we're like, am I on a date? Is this a hookup? Are we just hanging out? Are we just having coffee? I don't know. And then you go home and nobody knows what the hell just happened. And this becomes especially complicated when the ambiguous friend in question is supposedly straight. I just like to put air quotations around straight anytime I say it because, well, is anyone really? So here's the thing. Queer people in this world get targeted for like a lot of what I might call semi-benevolent exploitation. What this means is people see open queers, gays, lesbians, bisexual people, pansexual people, trans people, and they think, oh, there's a person who's walking in the world full of freedom, exploring themselves, they know what's up. And I think this is kind of a nice thing. It's kind of flattering. It's true. We have to fight hard to live liberated lives as queer folks. Unfortunately, this can also bring out a side of people that's like, and I want to be like them. And what that means is when it comes to sexuality and gender, people might suddenly start to talk to us about, oh, you know, I have a cousin who's gay, or, oh, you know, I have a friend who's trans, or, oh, you know, I've always wondered about having sex with a dude in a bathhouse while doing lots and lots of fun drugs. Can you tell me what that's like? And maybe that has really nothing to do with your experience whatsoever, or maybe it does. All this to say, when people know that you're queer, they're going to see you as a source of knowledge, a source of potential wisdom, as maybe a source of experimentation. And when addressing that with a friend who's giving you ambiguous but flirty vibes, I think it's important just to reach into oneself and ask, like, am I okay with this? Am I okay to be in the experimental zone, which means that I might end up being the experiment in some way. And that can be great. Experimentation can be really fun. We just have to know that we're not necessarily going to get the same level of stability or commitment or necessarily even honesty from the person that we are experimenting with. So to answer the question directly, how do I let my friend know that I'm interested without things getting weird? The first thing is it gonna be weird for you? How can you be safe? How can you protect your own heart while, you know, maybe diving into a fantasy of having fun times with a straight friend? The second thing I would say is that awkwardness doesn't need to be feared nearly as much as we do in contemporary society. I would just say it. I would just wait for the moment, you know, like wait for a cue. The things that your flirty friend is doing, just wait for them to be doing it a lot in an appropriate environment, preferably probably somewhere private-ish, and then say, hey, you know, I might be totally off base here, but are you flirting with me? And then, you know, do like a cute wink or something. I'm sorry for how horribly hokey I am. That's just how I do it. Do it your way. You'll be much cooler than me, but bring it out into the open. Are you flirting with me? Is this a date? What are you hoping will happen here? What should we do next? You know, make it fun if you can, and then see what they say. It's on them. After you bring it out into the open, it's on them to tell you what they want. And honestly, if they are already kind of using your relationship to explore, it's sort of their responsibility to do that in a way where they can be honest about what they want. And if they freak out and run away, well, that's not so much on you. So here's the procedure. Wait for the right moment. Bring things out into the open, preferably in like a fun way. Lighthearted, casual, you know, real cash. Do you want to have sex with me? Real cash. And then you wait for them to say whatever they say. And if they're like, oh no, you're totally getting it wrong, just be like, oh, my mistake, and let the moment pass. And if they're like, yes, let's get it on, then, well, enjoy. Just make sure that we're ready for any of those potential options, right? We can't control other people's behavior. We can only control how we take care of ourselves. Okay, queers, thanks so much. That's it for today. You've been watching Ask Kai, quick tips for the apocalypse. Stay safe, wash your hands, and like, maybe don't get on a plane that flies into the air and then back to the same airport right away. That's just not necessary. I don't know people doing that. Yes, people are doing that. Don't do it.